Matsalane Mamabolo, South Africa's most successful soccer writer.
You Pirates fans were looking for Rulani to come. You guys are unrealistic. Rulani Mokoena, Pirates.
3 times winner of Premiership Soccer Writer of the Year. Every day he takes you inside SA Soccer, exclusive to omniaudio.africa. Weekdays, 9:30 a.m.
Sports, break it down. Africa's premier sports destination.
Good morning and welcome to Inside SA Soccer on this beautiful, beautiful Monday. Camren Dansin. I think the whole country is speaking about this name. Who is he? This is that youngster who smashed arguably a contender for goal of the season already. I know we are not even halfway through the season, but that goal that youngster scored Saturday at Loftus Versfeld to give Orlando Pirates a 1-1 draw with Mamelodi Sundowns has to be one of the contenders for goal of the season. Not many of us know this kid. We've seen a bit of him playing for Pirates as a cameo, 30 minutes there, 10 minutes there. But what he did, I looked at it and I said, we have to find out who this young man is, and who better to talk to than the man who contributed to his development when he was still playing for the Buccaneers DDC than Coach Joseph Makhanya. He's on the line joining me. Coach, thank you so much for making time with me. I know you're on the road, but thank you so much.
And thanks very much for having me. And also, again, thanks very much for the platform to talk about maybe a product that we've also worked on. Of course, if you are to check where he comes from, maybe we can also line up maybe a bit of history and maybe tell people who he is and where is he coming from. Of course, it's important maybe to introduce somebody in a good way.
Yeah. No. Listen, I mean, you know, before we even speak of Camren, you honestly are doing a great job with the DDC. We've seen the products coming through, and what I love about it is the fact that you are part of that. I mean, you know, I've seen you grow as a young player. To now see you passing on all the lessons that you've done, it's just brilliant, and I'm sure you're still enjoying it down there with the DDC team.
Yeah, no, currently I'm still with the Pele team, formerly Pele team, which is our under 23 now.
Okay.
Which is our under 23 playing second division. So a lot of those players are players that maybe they are ready to break through into the first team, because majority of them, they are between maybe 20 and 23.
Yeah.
23 years of age. So this is sort of a safety net that was created by the team. Because now you know sometimes it becomes difficult to consume everybody and make sure that everybody plays properly. So the team tried to create a bit of a safety net for these players, whereby at least we don't lose so much in terms of talent. Because now between the DDC and the first team and the under 23, the gap is not so much big. But still we're trying to create maybe a safety net.
No, that's fantastic. Now let's talk about Camren. I checked, he's from Newtle, but you worked with him. Who is he? When did you work with him? How old was he? I mean, I was laughing. I'm like, this baby, he still looks like a baby. I mean, you know, he's still young. But for a young man to score such an incredible goal.
Yeah, you know, with Camren, he's always been a dead player that's plays with talent. If you check his record, he went to School of Excellence. He was the captain Yaborile. So, of course, I played against him once I was coaching maybe grassroots teams where I come from. I worked with him. So, he came through the ranks of School of Excellence. And now when really was wanted by, because you know, we've got a serious scouting network. There's a player by the name of Camren Dansin. Said, I know that kid. I know that kid. So Camren now, when we got really, Camren was about to go to France, because he was promised to go to France. By some agent that I'm going to sort you out with the serious contract. So after that, it didn't materialize, didn't work out. So it
Okay.
became a struggle for Camren Dansin now. So now Camren Dansin find himself maybe hopping around the teams. He went Super Sport, he went Stellenbosch, he went
Okay.
Cape Town Spurs. Nobody wanted to sign him because
Mm,
now you
mm.
can see now you're talking about a kid that has got talent, but now he's broken and nobody's ready to
Yes.
fix him up.
Mm.
Yeah, so now we know of this talent. So now we never held grudges. We said no, no. Mukudi said no, no, and to maybe let's bring
Let's
him
bring
in.
him
I want
in.
so that we work with him. We try to revive him. I want
Yes, yes.
no, no, no. We know the talent. Bring him.
Mm.
So a season we worked with Cameron. He was just training because his fitness level
We're slow.
we're not up to scratch.
Mm.
The confidence had gone, and now him seeing other players that he
He
captain
played
because
with.
he captain really. He captain really.
Oh goodness,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So
yeah,
that
he
must have
captain
been
really Mufukeng. Yes.
so that must have been
Uh,
very hard to then you're seeing
yes,
this guy
yes,
that you were
yes.
captain of, he's shining there with the senior team
Exactly,
and you're not.
exactly,
So
exactly.
mm,
So some went to Sundowns because now School of Excellence were working with Sundowns. They've got a
mm,
relationship with Sundowns. Some went to Sundowns.
yeah,
Some are making it somewhere. So now you're getting a kid that's worried about maybe his future,
my
whether is it
yes.
still gonna happen or not.
Mm,
So
mm,
we got him. It was me, Coach Offense, Madute. We had a Smoranyana group whereby we also tried to put in players that we can see there's a bit of potential, but
yeah,
maybe they still need some working on. So we put him on that group for almost maybe 6 months. Then
yeah,
he started playing tournaments. That side. Then we got him back to the TDC, so he was ready to come to the
yeah,
TDC.
yeah.
Come to the TDC. Now we also now tied him with a bit of responsibility. We made him a captain
Okay.
after Abu Mbegezeli were gone now.
Mm,
So we
mm,
made him a captain, Shadim, with more responsibility.
yeah.
Now Cameron Dansin, because if you had to check, he uses both feet, left and right. Check the screamer that he took this weekend.
Yeah.
He took it with his left, so but he's dominantly a
A
right-footed
right-footed
player.
player. Mm,
Yeah, but now again, if you have to check where the kid comes from, what happens to him. So I'm just so happy that at least it's
that
a the project is coming up together, and also kudos also to the belief of the team, because now you must know the team has always been maybe invested in knowing and making sure that Cameron progresses. Because now if you are to check, now the project is coming together, and that's why I'm saying kudos also to the coach
team.
as well,
Mm,
the current coach, even Rivero knew of Camren Dansin, but now also the current coach, he also likes him, which is something good, because now also you must know that the team also has invested in this young
yeah.
players. That they are not supposed to be lost into the
Into
system.
the
So
system. Mm,
yeah, so now the coach also was brave enough to put him in, and again to put him in a big match,
it's a
because it was
huge
a
match.
big, it
Mm,
was a huge match. It was a
mm,
huge match, and again, if you are to check. Um, there's still a bit of work on him also, more responsibility with the ball, Yana,
mm,
so that at least he doesn't lose the ball more often. So those are some of the things that he will outgrow, and the coach will work on that as well, because he's on to the bigger stage where also the game becomes more faster, and now you're working with more clever players.
yeah.
But I'm just happy that
Got
he's finally getting the nod.
the chance. Now tell me
Yeah.
about him. The one thing that when I watched the match, the celebration, I wasn't happy with the way he celebrated. That's just me. I felt you're young. I mean, I even wrote in an article saying, this boy's surname is Dansin. Why don't you dance to celebrate your goal? He does that
Yeah.
thing where you say to the crowd, are you still making noise? And then you do the shush with your finger on your mouth. Somebody was saying to me, no, in a few matches against Magezi, the crowd was against him and all that. You
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know him. What did you make of that celebration?
Yeah, one thing that we also maybe with age and with the support that we have around us, these are some of the things that we need to teach and make sure that our players they understand that it's a game of emotions. So now people will also say a lot of things, provoke you, and do a lot of things, but you controlling your emotions and becoming better and controlling your emotions. Because at the end of the day, yes, it gets the better of you sometimes. So he's still a kid, hoping that also now it's our responsibility also to teach you diamond. Never want to respond, because again, if you are having people that are or constantly maybe bowing you, now you feel that you need to respond, and you respond, you score, now you want to maybe tell them that they must shush and
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
so it's part of the growth. It's something that you will learn. Because personally, I think he's a down to earth somebody. He's got a calm demeanor, very disciplined.
Yeah.
That's why also he's always being made a captain.
Okay.
So I'm feeling that this thing was beyond him. So,
Mm.
but I still feel that maybe with a bit of better advice and
Advice.
maturity, yeah, he can outgrow it and become a focus on himself and become a better player. Because now you must know it's tough there. You've got, people have got expectations, especially when you step into the field of play. Because that's what we also want. We're trying to teach them. There's a lot of expectation. People are investing in emotions, so it's
Yes.
an emotional game on its own. So, but
Mm.
us being the main characters, it means now we need to control our emotions
You
even
have to.
better.
Mm.
Yeah, we have to control our emotions even better. That comes with a bit of irresponsibility and maturity. Because once now you're thinking that I need to prove, yes, you want to prove to them, but the only source of you proving it's you showing your talent. So it tells you also again him doing that. It tells you that he's got an arrogance for days.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got an arrogance for days. Because there are many ways of taking it. You can
Yes.
say maybe he's not supposed to respond, but he's also telling you that I'm arrogant like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I know what I'm doing.
Yes, yes. And
Yeah, I know what I'm doing. So that is why I'm saying maybe with years or more matches to play, you will understand that there's a demand in terms of
of
maybe performance. Because now, if that's where also you need a bit of support from your teammates,
yes, yes.
your senior players, your coach, maybe your former coaches, or yeah, yeah. So you need that kind of support, especially if you are put into that pressure cookers.
Kuka,
Because
yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
it's difficult. It's
Yeah,
difficult.
but I mean, like you say he has a calm demeanor. You've seen him, you've worked with him. The fact that he's captained the School of Excellence, he captained your DDC team, talks to the leadership that he seems to have. And I think in time, with guidance, he will. I liked it because it looked like, was it Nduli who was sort of saying, calm down, don't be doing that, which was nice to
Yes.
see
Yeah.
a teammate. Now, expectations are going to be high now. Now we know him proper. You've scored a screamer of a goal.
Yeah.
The fans are going to expect more. I'm thinking the next match is Coach Owadu now under pressure to also play him again. He took him off later on, which made sense. Is he ready? Is he the kind of player who can now start playing, or you think you would advocate that the coach continues to use him sparingly just so that he grows in confidence?
Yeah, I'd like to believe that also with the number of games that Pirates are playing, also with the number of maybe players that Pirates have. So it means now the coach will want to give a chance to whoever that he feels is deserving. And again, if you having youngsters, you want to make sure that you protect them whilst making sure that they grow. So we some will be thrown into the deep end. He was thrown into the deep end. He found his way out of the deep end. Relay was thrown into the deep end. Begazil was thrown into the deep end. So these are youngsters that tell you that they've got special talent, and
Yeah.
I like to believe that also he still the coach should know what's best for him, and try to make sure that at least there's a bit of maybe conversation that are happening between him and the coach, so that at least he's aware of what the coach is doing. Because now it might be okay. Maybe the coach says, maybe I want to save you for more games. I want to introduce you. timelessly. So, which is something that I believe that maybe the coach will be trying to do, but I still want to see him progress in his game and that level of maturity also trying to kick in. So I like to believe that the coach will still maybe use him sparingly the way he's been using him, and so that at least he finds himself and he becomes the player that we want him to be.
Yeah. Just finally, Dugu, as a development coach, when and how do you know that a youngster is ready for the leap up into the top league?
Also that's a difficult part because now you see him at training because the coach sees him every day there. So you see him at training, you see how is he matching up because you must know there's quality around us, surrounding him. So definitely it's going to be protected. Definitely it's going to learn. Definitely it's going to be better because he trains with a lot of good players around him. So now you see how the player shows off maybe or he fights for himself in a training session. Now you know because if you've got quality players around him, if he makes a cut there, then we definitely show that the player can also step into the field of play at any given time and make it against any opposition. Because now you must know Pirates have got maybe current maybe 30 something players.
Yeah.
So out of those 30 something players, they are all quality good players. So now at training you start seeing these signs whereby a player can hold his own against the same players. Now that tells you that the player is ready because now at the end of the day it's all about what the coach sees at training. The potential that you are showing, your ability must also show, your mental readiness must also show. Are you ready to match up in terms of maybe the tempo, the intensity? It shows the training. Now that's when you know that the player is ready. And again, it tells you about also the level of trust that the coaches are supposed to have on these players. Because now you playing a youngster, it's gonna be judged at some point if it's not working. That maybe why did you put him? He was not ready. But players are. Won't be ready up until you won't know that the player is ready up until you put him into the field of play.
Yeah.
So now it tells you it takes a brave coach to do that, who's not invested so much on result that he trusts this process that irrespective of the game plan that I want to put in, if this player fits in the game plan or the approach that I want to have on the match, if he's ready, he's raising his hand at training because coach's plan. So if the player does things properly, because you must know there's also a huge task, especially the task team around player selection at Pirates, whereby now everybody's trying to see who fits in maybe the criteria of a match or the game plan of a match that they are about to play. So it comes with that readiness, and I like to believe that the coach will do the right thing and that is will benefit the player, whether introducing him maybe gradually again up until he finds his feet. But talent wise, I can tell you the player is talented. He is talented. Physique is something that maybe he still needs to work on because now that's why maybe because if you have to check, he's playing in the middle field, so there's a lot of movement there. There's a lot of bodies there.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I'd also want to see him maybe growing and how he grows maybe the physical workout, especially on that level. So you also grow in terms of maybe physique, maybe development, which is something I feel that if you can work more on that, whereby he's not maybe pushed over, pushed around, especially in the middle of the park. Because if you are to check, a lot of jewels are happening in that space. So now if you are a player that's a bit tiny, you're bound to come second, especially in that in that space. So with him also learning the game better and becoming better physically, I still believe that South Africa has got a serious talent.
There. No, that's
Yeah.
great. And like I say,
Yeah.
you are doing a fantastic job. Finally, before you go to training, can Pirates finally beat Mamelodi Sundowns to the championship? Will Pirates win the league this season?
So far, it's looking great. It's looking great because even the result on the weekend it favored more Pirates than Mamelodi Sundowns. Because you can see also Mamelodi Sundowns, they are more on a something like a rebuilding phase because they are also trying to they've lost maybe quality players or important players in their squad, and Pirates has also um, made sure that they've got quality, especially in depth, which is Sundown used to be Sundown strength, whereby they've got quality, especially in their squad, and they've got depth as well, whereby you can also always rotate players, and you've got players to start a match and players to finish a match, which is something that we've seen in previous matches. Because if Pirates doesn't score, maybe first half, but you show that towards the end they'll also introduce another quality players, and so there's quality in depth. I like to believe that this season maybe to try and dethrone Sundowns, and also if you're trying to dethrone somebody, it means you're not supposed to lose to him as well. So which is something that they've done over the years now. They've always they've always maybe tried to beat Sundowns. So league matches, it used to be a bit different. So now at least we've gotten a point from them.
Yeah.
So it means now the next fixture is at Orlando. So now it means also it's still a matchup again.
Yeah.
So I like to believe that Pirates are for this season they are ready to take the title.
Okay. Dugu, thank you so much. It would be lovely to have you in studio someday because there's just so much to talk to you about, reflecting on your amazing career, but particularly your coaching. Thank you so much, and keep churning those youngsters out for the senior teams.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much. Thanks very much.
Sure. Yeah, that was Joseph Dugu Makhanya, a former superstar of Orlando Pirates, currently coach of their development teams. And we were speaking to him about Camren. I mean, a youngster who did some incredible things this weekend. That goal, I think we all agreed, probably contender of goal of the season. So early on, 10 matches into the season. He's done well. Mdu, my producer, watches Orlando Pirates. He follows the Buccaneers, and he understood just why that boy celebrated the way he did. Because for me, as much as I've been watching, I was shocked. Mdu, you saw him celebrate. You've seen him being attacked by the fans, but was he justified to do what he did?
Hey, Prajex, I think the young man was just trying to make a statement to say that I am that guy. What you guys gonna say now? But honestly, I don't blame the fans for putting a lot of pressure on the boy and also putting a lot of pressure on the coach for playing him, because to be quite honest with you, Orlando Pirates has depth and it has a lot of quality, and the fans want to win now.
Yeah.
Remember, they played Makesi after they'd just been knocked out of the CAF Champions League, and now everyone was saddened by their exit from the CAF Champions League. Now you come into a calling knockout game where you're playing against a team that knocked you out last season. So the fans want a straight win.
Yeah.
So the only way the fans believed Pirates was going to win is if we play the players that know how to play at that level, because they lost the game on Saturday because there was no Tsegofatso Mabasa, there was no Evidence Mahupa, there was no Talent Mbata, all the players that Bafana believes in, and the fans.
Yeah.
So I think that boy took upon a very, very big role that day. I mean, putting Talent Mbata on the bench and you starting after Talent Mbata has done so much for the team. Obviously, there was going to be a lot of pressure, and a lot of fans felt that, no, the coach was taking a big risk in a very crucial game. And the boy had a bit of mistakes in that game. I mean, I saw his talent, to be honest, Prajex. I saw even how he was moving around, that there's a lot of potential.
Yeah.
But he was a bit clumsy that day. He was losing the ball and then mislocating his passes. So that's why he had a lot of pressure. So when they saw him on the lineup again on Saturday, it was, Mara, coach,
what is he doing? Yeah. But then the youngster, look, I mean, it's those kind of goals it's those ones that if you were to give him the ball again, he probably might not score it. But I mean, I watched, and one of the failings of Sundowns was they just did not close him enough.
Yeah.
There was actually, just before the corner kick was taken, grand kick, and I was very angry with Sailor Modau for having lost the ball, and then that led to the corner kick. And I'm thinking the organization, even Coach Miguel Cardoso, was not happy with just the way Pirates Sundowns organized themselves for that corner kick. But take nothing away from the youngster, a stunning kick. I mean, I loved the way he smashes it with his left, and the way the trajectory, the way the ball goes in and then off the upright. I mean, Ronwen Williams, one of the best goalkeepers on the continent, stunning cake. I mean, he ended up drinking water. I heard the commentator says, "Oh, they made him thirsty." But it's an incredible goal for a youngster to introduce himself. What it does though is pressure now. Everybody's going to look at him and say, "Camren, we expect more. Can he deliver? Will he deliver?"
Like I said, Projects, there's a lot of potential in the boy. I think also what's important is how you introduce him. I remember we once had a conversation where we were debating about the readiness of Mbegezeli Mbogazi. And I said, Mbegezeli Mbogazi came into the Orlando Pirates team and he had Nkosinathi Spisi next to him. Of course, he had Dion Hoto. So he had mature players already next to him. He had players who can help him and calm him down whenever he's under pressure. But now you look at Orlando Pirates' midfield, there's a lot of competition there. And he's playing against, like he's competing against players who have been playing at that level longer than him. So he scored a cracker. Now, next game, he has to prove that, actually, I am not just here because of that one goal. I am here to stay. So, Talent Mbata, you're in trouble. If he really wants to take the jersey from Talent Mbata, I'm not saying he has to score next game. What I'm saying is that maybe next game, tactically, he has to be better. He must make the right decisions on the ball and off the ball, because if he's going to play against the Talent Mbata, then you have to be a box-to-box type of midfield. That's the only way you can bench him. You look at how Mamelodi Sundowns were without Tebogo Mokoena. Now, concern was, if there was a Tebogo Mokoena, how would have the boy played? Because Tebogo Mokoena is aggressive. He's very aggressive and he's a fighter in that midfield. He was not going to make it easy for the boy. And Usihle Nduli is a very good player, but also once he's caught under pressure, usually he doesn't play well off the ball. He's only good when he's on the ball. Once he's under pressure. But I think what Coach Owadu then needs to do is, next game, the boy has scored. There's too much pressure now. Play him as a sub. Don't start him.
Bring him on later.
Bring him on as a sub. And the reason I say play him as a sub, if you're preparing the boy to own that position, now what needs to happen is he needs to watch someone that's played longer than him play and see how
from that.
Yes, and learn from that person, and then they substitute him. But if he keeps this performance up, I don't know, maybe he could even go to the World Cup with Bafana.
He's 20. Look, let's see. I think when it comes to the national team, I look at what Coach Hugo Bruce does, and it's like, he's consistent, yes, unless somebody really lifts his game for the next one. Now, this match, a draw, 1-1, as Dugu said, I agree. It suits Orlando Pirates. Still 3 points behind, but you still 2 matches in hand. Is this a season where we are going to see a proper challenge to Sundowns' credentials? Is Sundowns going to be properly challenged for the championship?
Hey, I heard Coach Tugu saying that a draw is advantage Orlando Pirates. For me, it's advantage Mamelodi Sundowns. The more points they keep bagging, Mamelodi Sundowns are still going to take the league. Orlando Pirates were supposed to go for a straight win there. The only way to dethrone Mamelodi Sundowns is to beat them. You can't draw against them because they score more goals than you. What happens at the end of the season if now both teams have the same number of points? Mamelodi Sundowns will still take the league because of the amount of goals that they score. Orlando Pirates, they've been promising for too long, Project. So I think for me, it's difficult to even say that they're going to take the league. Last season, they started the season 7 games in a row. They won. They were number 1 for, I think, close to 3 months. And everyone was thinking, no, it's wrapped. Orlando Pirates are going to take it. Then they started doing what they do best, losing to the small teams. And then Mamelodi Sundowns, once they're on top, it's difficult to take them off. So all they need to do now is every other game that they play, can they win? Like, they can't afford a draw, because now the thing is, okay, I know, but we have 2 games in hand. What? No, the only way to distract Mamelodi Sundowns, because it seems CAF is their biggest focus right now. Win all the games that you play. Even when you play against them, play to beat them. Play to beat them and show them why you are the second biggest team in the country. And show them that you can't come from Pitori and dominate the league like that, you know?
The Pretoria, we call it, you remember it used to be called the Pretoria Soccer League because SuperSport dominated, and then Mamelodi Sundowns dominated. Look, I mean, the coaches also spoke after the match, and Coach Owadu actually did speak about the youngster, explaining just his philosophy. I liked what he said. The coach says when he was a player himself, he was given a chance at 18, and he knows you have to. If a kid looks good, if he looks like he's talented, let's use him. So Coach Owadu said that. Also, he later on in the interview, post-match conference, Coach Owadu just summed up the match, just about how Pirates played and all that. And then his counterpart, Miguel Cardoso, somebody was telling me that I don't like Miguel Cardoso. I have nothing against coaches. They're hired, they do their job. But Coach Cardoso complains a lot. And he was at it again this weekend. I mean, Sundowns got the point. He agreed, fair result. He rattled out names of players who were not on the pitch. He mentioned Eli Tlaku, Tebogo Mokoena. He complained about not having what's his name, Mutiba, and I'm like, Mutiba doesn't really play. So I don't get why Coach Miguel Cardoso likes to just find things. It's almost like you are afraid you're going to not deliver, therefore let me get in with the excuses beforehand. But Sundowns are still top of the table. You did not lose at home. You got the point. Yes, scored fat. Peter Shalulile did well to score that goal. I think Peter Shalulile is such a goal poacher, Mdu. A lot of players after that save by Chaine would not have that sharpness to go for it again. But the way he did, and the positioning, the way he was, but to be able to get it with his left foot, just talks to the finisher that he is, isn't it?
Prachex, I think he's an exceptional striker. And I also don't understand Miguel Cardoso. Sometimes he doesn't play him, sometimes he plays him, but he can see that he's a player that knows how to score crucial goals. I also don't understand why Ikram Reina started on the bench. Yes, he comes from injury, but he knows how to play at that level. Him and Mbogazi always have a nice battle. So a lot of us supporters just wanted to see that fight between Ikram Reina and Mbegezeli Mbogazi again. Sometimes take the game to Orlando Pirates. You know that, okay, we've beaten these people 4-1 before. How did we beat them? I played all my goal scorers. I started all my goal scorers. Yes, now they're missing Ribeiro, but they still have a Sales who can offer a lot there. So I just think tactically, Coach Owadu won the game by tactics, and then Miguel Cardoso struggled to read that game. He didn't even understand the tempo of that game. You're playing from home. You're supposed to dominate at home. But it seemed at some points that Orlando Pirates was the one that was attacking more. Orlando Pirates were creating more chances. If Libone Siema made the right decision and actually passed Sepang Moremi, Orlando Pirates could have won that game.
Look, before we talk about that, I had Coach Cardoso. Coach Cardoso explained that Ikram only trained once this week, so he's coming back. And remember the reason it's not necessarily an injury, but they were talking about a heart issue, something. So some of those things you don't take chances with the player. But I get what you're saying about maybe had you played Ikram a little earlier, but he didn't, and that's what it is. He explained that Ikram only trained just once. Now that chance, that Pirates chance, I agree with you. I'm watching on TV and I'm like, just cross the ball, pass it. There's a guy, they laid on, the guy scores. But like you say, it's a huge match. It's an opportunity for everybody to make a name for himself. And sometimes players become selfish and think, let me score. But you're right. You pass that ball, it's 2-1. Orlando Pirates win the match.
Definitely. And then the league, we could say that are so far so good for Orlando Pirates. But Libone Siema, I think he's like 22. He's also trying to find his feet at the club, and he's been doing very well. So he shouldn't be too hard on himself for that. I guess he was too motivated there. He was like, let me score. I've given a man of the match performance, put the cherry on top, score that goal. But a bit selfish and a bit immature from him. And you go back to the game, projects. When you look at the game holistically, I think Mamelodi Sundowns are in trouble. I understand that they beat that team from Nigeria 7-1 on aggregate, but I still think they're in trouble. I said it last time. I don't see Mamelodi Sundowns going any far in the CAF Champions League under Miguel Cardoso. Look at how Orlando Pirates were never really a problem to Mamelodi Sundowns. Orlando Pirates were never really a threat to Mamelodi Sundowns. I mean, Rulani would have crushed that Orlando Pirates team. Coach Pizzo would have crushed. Mangoba Mniti himself would have crushed that Orlando Pirates team. I just think South African football is not for Coach Cardoso. Like I said about Coach Nabi, I just don't think South African football is for them. They don't understand how we play. And they don't understand this Brazilian way of playing at Mamelodi Sundowns.
No, he's not playing Sundowns the Sundowns way. That's one of the things I totally agree with you. Sundowns hired Cardoso. They said to us, Mangoba is not playing the Sundowns way. We got a guy who's playing Sundowns way. They are not playing the Sundowns way. Cardoso is not doing that. You're talking Champions League actually later today. The draw for the CAF competitions is going to be made. I'm crossing fingers that Sundowns get put in the same group as MC Alger so that Rulani can come back and have a contest with Miguel Cardoso, because I think that will make for exciting football. And then the CAF Confederations Cup, Chiefs won at the weekend, which was good for them. They, Flavio scoring
Last minute, nyana.
in Devon. That's a win. It counts.
It's a win, but I think the situation continues, Brajeks. They just can't score goals. The situation continues. They just can't score goals. They have the strikers, yes. And I think Ikodaro has a lot of potential. He just needs to be given some time. And I think he's also trying to settle in and adjust to the tempo of playing for a team like Kaizer Chiefs. Kanyisa Mayo is in trouble. I think Kanyisa Mayo is in trouble. Flavio scores again next game. Mikadaro scores again next game. He's going to be on the stand. And also, I think he shot himself in the foot when he interrupted Pule Mori's goal. Because ever since then, I don't think
things have just not been happening. But he got injured the other day. So, but Chiefs as well. Chiefs are in the draw. They might actually play Stellis because they are not in the same pot. The one match I'm looking forward to, I'm hoping, is that, say, Stellis draw Chabab Belouizdad. Belouizdad are coached by coach Seyad Ramovic. So the draw is happening today, and we will bring you the reflection of that in tomorrow's show. Another big event, we're looking at the league. Mangoba, you mentioned Mangoba. Mangoba is doing very well. It smashed cheaper. Was it Marumo this weekend? I looked at his stats. He's now 6 matches, only lost 1 out of those and won everything. So he's doing well there with Eros. They are in the, I think, top 5 now. They went into the top 8. But this afternoon, our national under-17 team is playing Bolivia in the World Cup, under-17 World Cup out in Qatar. And we heard from Coach Vela Kumalo just looking ahead to the match. And this is what Coach Vela Kumalo said, looking ahead to the entire tournament, really.
We took ourselves here, and we want to see ourselves doing more of a talking here and doing it well for the country and doing it well for ourselves and the players. It is long overdue. We have been waiting for this moment. We are here. We want to do our best. Bolivia tomorrow, our first game. Really, we cannot talk about the past now. We are here. We need to do with what we have, and much as we are going to miss a lot of players, but South Africa is blessed with talent. So we are going to showcase that tomorrow in the afternoon, playing Bolivia, and we are ready to go. We are in good space. Hopefully the boys will deliver. I think I've been saying this. Maybe let me reiterate it again. Talent is going to help us here. We are blessed with talent, and the talent is going to help us. And once again, that now that we are here, I think I need to take this opportunity to thank the South Africans for the support. I need to thank the coaches in development. They made life easy for all of us. Mine is to just push the team together, but the talent is good. And thank you, South Africans. Thank you to the youth development coaches. And this is for you guys.
Now, the under-17, let's hope they do well. We know they are under pressure because the under-20s went to their own World Cup, got out of the group stages, became the first men's team to make it to the knockout stages. Can these boys do it? We hope they do. A good start against Bolivia will set them up for that. But let's see how it goes. I think, as we said, Camren Dansin is the talk of the town this week, and you've heard from Coach Dugu, a youngster who has always shown potential from the onset. Are we going to see more of him? A lot will be expected. Rele Mofokeng is out injured. They used to play together. I wonder how it will be if they were to, Rele was to come in and Camren is there. Will they revive what they used to have when they were still together at the School of Excellence? It's something we will wait and see. So there's some midweek matches coming up, Tuesday and Wednesday. I know Chiefs are playing. Sundowns are also playing TS Galaxy. TS Galaxy that beat Stellenbosch on Sunday. They were 2 losses. They had 2 losses in their last matches. They got a win. They'll walk and go to Loftus with some confidence. Kulumani Damani, there's talk that Sundowns have signed him for next season. Is that true? The youngster said he doesn't know anything about it. He's playing against Sundowns, a future star of Bafana. We saw him against Rwanda playing there with Nkosinati CBC. So great weekend coming up, great football week. We come from an exciting week. Talk of the town, as I said, Camren Dansin. Remember the name, remember that youngster. Is he going to grow on to be one of the biggest stars? Coach Joseph Makhanya certainly thinks so. So we will watch him like eagle-eyed. This is Inside SA Soccer with me, Bra Jakes. Let's meet again in the next show when we will be reviewing the CAF Interclub draws. As I said, we've got 3 clubs in there: Sundowns in the Champions League, Kaizer Chiefs, and Stellenbosch FC in the CAF Confederations Cup. That's the show, folks. Let's meet again next time.